We're on Eduyot, Perek Dalid Mishnah Vav, sixth Mishnah, the fourth chapter of Masechet Eduyot. We're continuing to study the Mishnayot of the stringencies of Beit Hillel, versus the leniencies of Beit Shammai. Okay, in this topic, we're going to talk about Tuma and Tahara. So the first topic we talk about, the first machloket between Beit Hillel and Beit Shammai is what's called Hechsher Tuma. Hechsher Tuma means making something kosher to become tameh, making something susceptible to become tameh, specifically produce. And the way produce can become tameh, if produce is dry, it cannot become tameh. Rather, it can only become tameh once it becomes wet. Let's look at Vayikra Perek Yud Aleph Pasuk Lamed Dalet. Pasuk says, okay, Mikol ha'ochel asher ya'achel, any food therein. I don't know why I said produce, but I think it's produce, all food. Okay, that is eaten. Asher yavo alav mayim yitma. Okay, anything that water comes along comes tameh. No, it doesn't come tameh. Immediately it says it can become tameh. B'chol mashkeh asher yishateh b'chol kli yitma. So in order for something to become tameh, it has to have what's called hechsher tuma. It has to become gotten wet, but it's not just that it got wet, but rather v'chiyitein mayim al zera v'nafam v'divlatam alav tameh hu lachem. If water be put upon the seed, and there we go, produce. If water falls, be puts upon it, okay, then and ought of their carcass fall on it, and then it becomes in touch with something that's tameh. It is unclean. Then it becomes tameh. V'chiyutan mayim. Yutan means it should be placed upon it. But you notice that yutan is written not yud vav tapdun, but it's written. If you only read it without the vowels, it looks like yiten. Okay, so now let's look at the Bartanura. The Bartanura says, okay, in order for something to become tameh, anan ba'inan mashke de nichale. We require liquid that's in the nichale, that's wanted by the person, by the owner. Why? Because it says v'chi yutan ma'im al zerak, but it says ktiv yitain. It's written yutan. We pronounce it yutan. That's our tradition, but it's written in yutaf nun yitain. V'karina yutan. Ma yitain denichale. Yitan means I put it there on purpose. Av yutan denichale. Meaning the only way a produce can become huchsha lekabel tuma, it becomes facilitated or prepared to become tameh is if you put the water on it. You spray, you want to wash it or whatever, or it goes on with your will. But if you don't want it to go on, then it's not makabel tuma. So now, what happens if I have a chabit shel zeiti migul galim? I have a barrel of a vat of olives, migul galim. Migul galim means I salted them. I salted the olives in order for them to become sweet. I'm going to leave them, and that's how they ferment. I don't put them in brine. I don't put them in water, but I put them in salt. What's going to happen is they're going to sweat. The liquid is going to ooze out of it, and eventually it's going to be in the brine. Beit Shammai says, I don't have to put a hole on the bottom of the vat in order so that the liquid will ooze out, will come out, and therefore it won't come wet at all. Rather, that's not juices. That's not considered, that the stuff that comes out is not considered liquid that I wanted to have. I put on it, and therefore still not mekabel tuma, because it was a very big priority in the times of the Mishnah in order that things retain their non-tuma status as long as possible. Beit Hillel says no, tzarich linakev. Okay, you do have to make a hole in it in order to show that you don't want the liquid. You have to do an action to reveal your intent. You don't want the mohal. The mohal is this brine, okay, that will float on the zaytim. But you want it to go out. Okay, but so therefore, Beit Shammai says you don't do anything. Meaning you have brine, but it's not mekabel tuma. Beit Hillel says no, you have to actually make a hole in the bottom of the vat, and that way the brine will come out. But Mudim, they agree, if you made a hole, but the sediment, shmarim are the sediment that's in there, stamua stopped it up, and then the brine sort of accumulated. Shehi Torah. That's not, you did it if you did something to show that you didn't want the brine, but nonetheless the brine remained. It's not mekabel tuma. It's not considered ki yitain. Next question. Next case. Person anoints himself with oil and then he becomes tameh. So now he has to go to the mikvah. But yarad v'taval, and he goes down to the mikvah. But if you anoint it with the oil stays on you. So how much of the, and now you become tameh. Okay, then you went into the mikvah and you became tameh rishon the tuma. You go to the mikvah. So Beit Shammai, so how much? And now you're still a little oily. So that oil was tameh. The water can't wash off the oil. The water can't make oil tameh oil tahor. So how much oil is still on you means that you're still tameh. And how much time you have to shower before? Beit Shammai says, even though you're still dripping with the oil, okay, you became tameh. You put the oil on, you then became tameh. So the oil is not tameh from you too. It's part of you. So even if you're still dripping oil, tahor. The fact that you went to the mikvah, you became tahor. Beit Hillel says no. Kidei sichat aver katan. If you have the amount of oil on you, that would be enough to anoint an aver katan. Aver katan is your smallest is your little finger. Okay, the other bartanura. Even though nishami shemen al b'saro el kidei sichat aver katan tahor. If you don't have that amount of oil on you, then you're still tahor. But yoter mishiur zeh tamei. More than this amount, you're tamei. Because the oil still on you became tamei. So if there's a tiny amount, then fine. But if there's enough if there's enough to anoint your small finger, then that oil is tamei from originally. Okay, that's if you anointed yourself and then became tamei. But im hayash shemen tamei b'tchilato. If you anointed it with shemen itself, that's tamei with tamei oil. Beit Shammai says less. Kidei sichat ever katan. Now Beit Shammai says if that amount of oil is kidei sichat ever katan, then you're still tamei. Then the oil itself was tamei, it's still tamei. It's not washed off. Beit Hillel says mashket tofeach. Mashket tofeach means is it enough that when a person touches it, that thing when you touch it to something else, that becomes oily. That's a tiny amount. I mean, you have to shower, you have to soap it up and get rid of it. Rabbi Yehuda says a little bit more. Tofeach umatfiach. I have to have enough on my hand, like if I put it on somebody else, that his oily enough that if he then touches something else, that becomes oil. It's enough to drip on it to make to make something else wet. But nonetheless, Beit Hillel is still much more machmir and says that even tiny amounts of oil on you, if the oil was tameh, then going to the mikveh isn't going to help you. I'm not sure exactly. They probably knew how much is Gedei Sichat Ever Katan, how much that is. I have no way of knowing. If you know, let me know. Email me at rspolter@gmail.com. As we dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.